a former Liberal cabinet minister who was made the ambassador to the PRC. He made some comments that were effectively inviting the PRC to do things that were in the Liberal Party's interest, because he told them, "Hey, the Liberal Party is better for you guys, so why don't you change your approach in these respects, because it advances the interests of the Liberal Party." Now, he, in response to my questions at committee, he subsequently sort of apologized for that. But this was in many respects sort of a direct invitation to involvement. Um, I think we have this problem of the Liberal Party treating the PRC in particular, but sometimes other foreign states as well, like they can be stakeholders in internal decision making, and that's not how it's supposed to work. The people who make decisions in Canada are supposed to be Canadians, and of course we deal with other governments, as governments do, but not as part of domestic democratic processes.
That's right. And John McCallum's comments, the statements that he made, were frankly outrageous. But he's not alone. We have a prime minister that has actually facilitated interference by, in some ways, using this interference as a wedge. When the Beijing regime was creating fear within the Chinese diaspora community over Kenny Chu, Member of Parliament Kenny Chu's private members bill to establish a foreign influence registry, it was the Liberal Party that was amplifying that misinformation and disinformation from Beijing around Kenny Chu's private members bill. And in fact, Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party expressly opposed establishing a foreign influence registry and used it in the election as a wedge issue, and so therefore worked indirectly with Beijing's interference efforts for one reason only, and that was that it benefited them electorally.
Yeah,
and it did, and when we saw a significant drop in voter participation in certain ridings with large Chinese diaspora communities of people who stayed at home, didn't vote because they were genuinely scared. Mm-hmm. And that is what is happening in this country, and it's very troubling.
Yeah, it's a huge problem that you've got people who live in Canada, who are Canadian citizens, who are being intimidated into not participating in the democratic process, and it happens across different communities, but it's especially acute as you talked about with the interference of the PRC. Now let's tie this foreign interference issue to sort of internal party politics, because the Liberal Party is going through a leadership race right now, and you talked about at the beginning engaging in internal party processes. The traditional method is you buy a membership in a political party in order to participate, and notionally that still allows people who might not be fully aligned with the mission of the party to buy a membership in order to impact the outcome, but they're less likely to do that because it's more difficult, and you've got to give a credit card number and things like that. So there's a sort of natural verification process associated with it, and that helps to protect parties from manipulation, foreign manipulation, and other kinds of manipulation. The Liberals chose to adopt this process for selecting their leader, and they did it previously but you're using the same process now, where all you've got to do is sign up online. And they're not foreign actors, but I'm seeing people on Twitter who are clearly not liberals, who are saying, hey, you should sign up and vote for this person or that person. But there's also very real vulnerabilities associated with this. Do you have thoughts on the Liberal leadership race vulnerabilities in terms of the processes that they've decided to use?
Yes, well, by removing the requirement of having to sign up as a member and to pay a nominal amount in order to become a member, so that anyone can go online, fill in their contact information, and become eligible to vote in the leadership race opens things up to potential abuse, including interference by hostile foreign states and other bad actors, and increases the likelihood of various irregularities. And so I think they're going about it the wrong way. I'm not a liberal. That's up to the Liberal Party to decide. But I think there are real holes with their leadership process. And it's one that, although I said I'm not a liberal and I'm not part of the Liberal Party and it's up to the Liberal Party, but I take that back to some degree insofar as that this leadership race, the stakes of it are high.
Yeah.
This is not just about selecting a Liberal leader, it's about selecting the next Prime Minister of Canada.